Hi, welcome to the SOFA, the Solutions Open Forum and AMA. Ask me anything. Delina, thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Sitting on the sofa with me.
Yeah.
So we met in Lisbon first time, and I was, very impressed with the conversations that we had. I was so excited with everything that we shared. And now we're meeting in Malmö. You're presenting this afternoon. Tell me about your presentation and tell me about, how important it is to be present in these industry events.
Yeah, thanks for that question. Thanks for having me. It is extremely important, and I hope we will continue showing our companies, our businesses, how important it is to send their people to this, especially young people. Generally, we work in tech companies or bigger companies where we have no real colleagues, right? So we have people that we work with, stakeholders, internal clients, people we like, a lot of, well, sometimes or many people don't have a real peer in localization that they can talk to, use as a soundboard, discuss things with, and really feel understood and valued. So I think coming to these meetings with industry people is really relevant for us as professionals, not just to get some feedback, validation, sometimes even recognition. And there was a lady at the table yesterday saying that she comes to this, for her this is like therapy because she feels recognized when nobody in her company gives her this. So it was like, oh wow. So I think it's very important for that, but also to learn, because there are not a lot of options or possibilities for even more seasoned people to increase on their learning, except having this kind of exchange, more conversations on a much more deeper level than just having an online chat. It's not replaceable. So I love it. I love to come. I learned so much in Lisbon, and different things that I thought I would.
Lisbon, they're completely different. So Lisbon was a small group, and the exchange was so rich.
Right.
Here, it's more about. But even though you just, in a brief exchange with Hillary, I saw that you've already, learning from each other so much, and she's coming to your session, and you're going to her session later. But Lisbon was special.
It was really unexpected special, right? Yeah. It was like, first day I was like, oh my God, am I really hearing these things? And on the second day I was, wow, I don't know what happened. What happened? What was this? I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. And seeing the comments on LinkedIn, everybody felt that they needed to say and state how they felt and how it was for them. And it was like, this is so amazing. I don't know what really happened.
Here's different. I think we had close to 400 people.
Yeah.
Lisbon was a much smaller.
60, right? Or?
I like that.
Yeah.
I think we have to find a balance between the two. But,
I agree.
But the smaller groups, I think, the level of exchange that we achieve it's
It was phenomenal. Yeah, it was a learning opportunity for everybody. And I think even people that had a lot of experience, or in Lisbon we had maybe, 10-15% of international professionals, more or less the opposite in local professionals.
And it's still gracious enough for everyone to speak in English because it was universal language. Yeah.
Yes, and it was so candid and so frank, the way we were able to talk to each other. No political correctness, and I love that. Because, that is a way we feel that political correctness helps us move forward, but I also feel sometimes it just keeps us, pushes us back because we are not saying what we really think, which should not be something bad, right? To say what you really mean and think.
That's true.
So I really love to see this, people just stepping up and saying what they thought.
Exactly, yeah. And I think the open debate, it was pretty amazing. I mean, we managed to have these amazing discussions, not only on stage, but also off stage.
Yeah, and that surprised me at first. I was like, no, I don't want to be pulled in as audience. I just want to sit here and listen. But then quickly figured out that, okay, get over yourself. And say something.
I had the same. The first question, I was like, oh my God, people here are so smart. Let me try. But it was good. It was good.
No,
I think, yeah.
Your intervention was amazing. I felt it was brilliant. So, yes, and very on spot on. So,
good.
Yeah, no,
wonderful.
Definitely. So,
what's next?
No, I actually hope I can take a break. I have been. I feel I have been traveling nonstop for work for my company Personio, but then also to join these meetings, which were also very rich for Personio. So I was able to get signals. Even I met Personio clients in both in Lisbon and here,
nice.
and this is so like, wow, so amazing. And other people that could be clients, and I'm not a salesperson, obviously, they said, well, go to Personio.
Go check them out, yes.
Use us, we're great.
And do you want to talk a little about your work there? How happy are you?
Yeah, I'm very happy, actually, at Personio. No, for the first time, I have a small team. I'm not managing the team. I'm an individual contributor, which is great.
I'm loving this.
I love to be a contributor, like not having to manage the team, but being able to sort out things. I like to create, I like to solve problems. I like to find solutions. I like to start things and just keep,
And you can help, you help teams in general. You don't have, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
I can still influence what we're doing, which is what we saw yesterday in that great keynote speech. So I don't want to control, but to be able to influence just, by arguing, giving suggestions. And I'm currently doing something that I wanted to do for many years now, which is to centralize the localization operations. Mm-hmm. So centralizing product, CX, and marketing. I'm the one driving this. This is a huge challenge, as you can imagine.
And this is what we discussed, which we love this idea. Yes.
And let's say that nobody asked me specifically, but nobody stopped me either. So
That's good.
So I decided I'm going to do it now.
Well done. And you have to make it exciting. Otherwise, we're going to do the same thing over and over.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten to a point where a couple of the teams are frustrated. It's not going as quickly as they wanted. But this is a part of the deal, right? So it's not like a smooth ride. You start and you finish and it's great. It's going to have bumps along the way.
But you're getting there.
But I'm getting there, and I'm not frustrated. So I'm still fully confident that this is the best for the team, for Personio, and I'm loving to do that. And so I'm happy with my centralization.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Adelina, thank you so much for coming to the sofa, and I hope to see you soon.
It was it.